Yo, welcome back to another episode of Boom Bap Drums. What I'm going to do now is also show you how I process my samples and the full drums and like a complete beat. It's just a simple beat, but just to show you how I do it is I got my drums, just a kick, a few snares. Sometimes I layer my snares if I don't like the sound of one snare, so I use this one, this and this, like those three together. And I have the hi-hats like this. About the hi-hats, I don't do a full episode of that because I'm not always processing my hi-hats. It's just I play them a lot of times without quantize into a drum loop and just some pitching, that's it. So from there I got some samples from a record. I cannot show you the record because I got strikes from YouTube and those stuff. So I chopped the samples. It's easy samples, but I'm gonna show you what I did with it. High pitch. So what I did with the sample is I pitched it down to -80. So and from there I put those together like this, and I got the drums in the loop. I play them, so it's the beat. We got this. That's cool. So what we're gonna do is route all the sounds from the individual outputs, the MPC 60 and all models have the 8 output board. So I go with the 8 outs to my console, and from there I apply some EQ. I already did it, but I can show you how I did it. So let's go. So from here we got the drums on the board. I start always with the hi-hats, then I have the snare, then the kick, and an extra layer of hi-hats. For this time it's the open hat. I need to do some separate EQ, so I had to route it through another channel. That's okay, I have enough channels. And the sample. So I turn down the sample so you can hear what I did with the drums. Hi-hats, some 5k and a shelf of 10k, just little air in it. And I cut off some lows. For the other hi-hat I did also a little boost in the 5k, and you can hear it, it's the open hat here, just a little, and also a cut in the low because I don't need it low. And for the snares, a little high in the 5k, not too much high in the shelf, a little 800 hertz just for the slap, and that's it for the snare. So for the kick, little 3k boost, just 1 or 2 dB. In the high shelf I turn it down a little, and then we have the 200 hertz kick, also 2 dB, and a little cut or a little shelf on the low. And I show you why, because when I do on the board just a little low shelf, when I turn it down I will boost it in my EQ in the rack, so I compensate it because I like to boost in my EQ rack a little more, so that's why I do it. And for the sample, turn off the EQ. little 3K boost, and the high shelf is a little lower, just to pop out the snare. Yes, and I also did a little boost in the 800 hertz, just to fill out the low mids. Yeah, from there I routed to the patch bay, and now we're gonna add some hardware. And you must be wondering, Tommy, why don't you have a bass in it? I'm gonna show you. Yeah, so from here I already patched it for you, so you can skip that to how it sounds. What I did, I have the kick drum into the EQ, and from that EQ I'm going to the Radio Man limiter, and I have also the snare. The snare is going to the other side, it's dual mono, and I have the mono drum bus. It's in the Umic, like always. It always stays on my drum bus, and I have the sample, you can see it, into the SPL vitalizer. We're gonna hear that one soon. So I have them all in bypass. Oh, and one more thing, I got the hi-hats into the DBX 160 XT. So they all in bypass, and then I'm gonna turn them on, and let's see how it sounds. Here's the kick drum. Some fatness from the EQ. Drum bus, snare, hi-hats, extra shiny. So now I can show you the snare, you know, the release time from this thing. Your snare has a long tail. The snare. Yeah. It's a little tighter, you know? Out. Like this. Now it's time for the vitalizer. Put that in, so you can hear the bass enhancement and why I don't need always a bass. You want it? More sub in it, so it's better. That's how I make my beats and how I shape it. So yeah, so you don't always need a bass line to make your beat fuller, because in most of the samples there's always a bass in it, so you only need to enhance it, and I do that with the SPL vitalizer, so that's a great tool to have. Yeah, and then for the drums, some compression, because they are all color boxes, and they give different sounds to it. So yeah, I hope you like. See you in the next videos. Peace.